So I want to say I'm a little bit embarrassed about something. I put a video out yesterday, and I was really borderline belligerent, although I meant basically everything I said. So I stand by it. I think the tone was probably a little bit off-putting, but it was about trainers, balance trainers, obedience trainers, who I felt a lot of people haven't been responding properly to these bans on tools, like training tools like prong collars and e-collars. A lot of people have been making comments like, those tools aren't necessary, I can do without those, which I don't actually think that's true. I really don't, not for a lot of dogs. Without getting into that, I was responding partially to a guy made a comment on social media, a guy who I think is an excellent trainer, and he seems like a real, I don't know the guy personally, but he seems like a real sweetheart. And he really is a phenomenal trainer. I've watched a lot of his videos. He's got some excellent information out there on e-collars and stuff. And it seemed personal. So the guy's name is Larry Krohn. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Larry Krohn. Anyway, Krohn. You can look him up on YouTube. He's got great information out there. So Larry, I apologize. First of all, I overreacted specifically to what Larry said. I mean, I still don't really understand what was meant by, and I'm not going to get into the particular comment, what was meant by that comment. It doesn't matter. I mean, Larry's a good guy, and he's a great trainer. I was responding to a general sentiment. So I want to clarify that. It wasn't about Larry. So Larry, I apologize if it seemed personal. Like I said, you seem like a really nice guy, and a ton of respect for you as a trainer. I think you do a great job. Need more trainers like Larry. Larry does real shit. You know, works. You know, like I think he does work for the military, or he's got contracts with government and stuff. So, people who do work, by the way, that has real consequences, they get skin in the game. You know, if someone's training a seeing eye dog or something like that, you better believe that that person knows what they're doing. And none of them, by the way, are positive reinforcement only trainers. You know, those seeing eye dogs, they get some pretty sharp corrections, okay? Because the consequences are so serious if they don't do their job correctly. Same goes for all working dogs, basically. You see a few people who are positive only do okay in competition. I think there might have even been like a Schutzen level 3 dog champion that was positive only. Competition's bullshit, okay? I don't really like a lot of competition people. And I sort of made a comment, I think it sounded like I was talking about Larry. I was talking about, I hate a lot of those people. They're like egomaniacs. There's a lot of macho bullshit. Although I have a ton of admiration for Bart Bell. And again, another guy who just seems like a really cool dude. Amazing trainer. Probably the best in the world. But a lot of them seem like real assholes. And the problem I have with a lot of competitive stuff is that a lot of it doesn't really have real world application, and it's too focused on aesthetics. You know, it varies from sport to sport. I guess Mondio Ring is supposed to be the one that's the most realistic. Anyway, it wasn't about Larry. It was about a general sentiment. So I apologize to Larry. I hope that didn't. You know, I'm impulsive, and I'm kind of angry a lot of the time. And I take, that's the other point. That's why I had Nico here, but now she decided to go take a nap. That's why I'm fired up. It's because of Nico. This stuff is not abstract to me. All right? It really isn't. I'm not planning on having children. So these dogs are they're not my fur babies, but they're not my children, but I consider them members of my family. So the ban on tools, it's the same as breed-specific legislation, because where you find one, you find the other 100% of the time. And there's a reason for that. And I've already explained it. And the breed that is most heavily affected by BSL are pit bull types. Okay, my dogs are American Staffordshire's. Doesn't matter. And that's what BSL is designed for. It's designed to get rid of one specific breed, and then if you have a few other breeds in the news that hurt somebody or killed somebody, then those will get banned too. But it's mainly about pets. So that's why I take it very, very personally. I get so fired up. And the other thing is I genuinely believe those tools are necessary for proper training, because I don't really know how you correct a dog without them. The question is, how quickly can you get them off them? Okay, and can you use, to what extent do you make the relationship so good where they just listen? It takes a long time. I'm pretty sure, You can use a lot of different stuff besides correction. And I'm not making the argument, by the way, that correction is the most important element in training. In fact, it almost certainly isn't. It's a multifaceted approach to training. Anyone who does training correctly, a million different things that go into it. But I view correction as an essential element. It's probably less than 20%, maybe even less than that. Maybe I don't know. But it's significant and it's essential. It has to be there with every single dog, and how it's applied. It varies wildly from dog to dog and what tools you use. But if you take away those tools, there's a huge percentage of dogs that won't be able to function properly. And this is a big part of why we're seeing so many dogs put down, is because the positive reinforcement only bullshit, people have been so thoroughly inculcated with it that they think that telling their dog no now is abuse, and they're not able to control their dogs. You got over 20,000 people a day go to the emergency room for dog bites. And it's because people believe stuff they see on TV, like that fucking charlatan Victoria Stilwell. How many dogs does she recommend having euthanized on her show? She doesn't train dogs. She just has television personality. At least Cesar Millan was a dog groomer before he went on TV. This lady's just, and it's just so criminal. It's so wrong, and it's so avoidable. A guy said, there was a lot of good commentary after this semi-belligerent video I made. And a guy said, dentist tools look pretty scary, right? And they do. But we're not trying to take those away. And people need to learn to stop looking at a device like a prong collar or an e-collar with human eyes. Observe the dog, observe the effect it has on the dog, learn how to apply it properly, okay? The amount of pressure you're using, if you have proper skills, you calibrate it to the dog. And you also use different devices with different dogs, and there's a whole range of them. But they need correction. They're not like us, and stop looking at the tools through human eyes. And that's the message I really think we should be getting across to people who do legitimate dog training, who want to help dogs and do consistently. It should be, just tell the truth, and then I think we should go scorched earth against those other people, because the positive reinforcement only community, or large contingents of them, not all of them. A lot of those people are victims too, by the way. A lot of those, it's very cult-like, and there's a lot of people go in with good intentions and they want to help dogs, and I could see how maybe it could be an appealing ideology. You could just, it sounds nice. And then they get wrapped in, and it's very cult-like. There's a ton of pressure, and they're nasty, a lot of them. Really, really nasty. They're like Scientologists. And they dominate the field. They really do. It's a huge percentage of the market in New York, well over half. So I think we should be very aggressive with those people, because I've witnessed them ruin people's lives, literally. A lot of them are in rescue too. And I'm fine with that. I can be detached and analytical and calm, but I can also be a nasty son of a bitch. And with bullies and with people like that, I'm more than happy to be nasty. And I think that's the tone we should be taking. It should either be that or educational and fully honest, right? And explain stuff, But I don't think we should be making it about... Some other idiot made a comment under the video, I hope the good trainers can now talk about how you can teach a dog to heel with a flat collar. This guy's not a dog trainer. I got really upset. And he's wrong. You don't teach a dog to heel with a flat collar. I'm sorry. Maybe I'm missing something. And then he mentioned a flat collar with an e-collar. E-collar doesn't indicate direction. Flat collars put a ton of pressure on the tracheal area. So I don't think we should be making it about our own egos, is my point. And if you're really good, you don't need those tools. I guess you speak to them with your fucking mind. special powers, donkey powers, like Jedi stuff. I don't know. Maybe I'm uneducated with this stuff, but I've worked with some pretty skilled people who have a lot of experience, and I think they'd share my opinion on this. So maybe I'm missing something though. But point is, we shouldn't be making it about ourselves. Okay, and I've seen that over and over and over. It's well, I don't need that. I don't need that tool. I could train a dog with my fucking Jedi mind, you know. No, you can't. You can't. So I apologize to Larry. I think Larry's a great guy. He's a great trainer. Still don't know really what you mean, Larry, but it doesn't matter anyway. It seemed personal and it wasn't. So I want to make that clear 100%, and I'm trying to clarify what I was talking about. And I'm still angry. And I'll tell you why. It's because of this lovely lady right here. Look. Ugh. Come in, look. Ew. Alright, I think I gotta clean her ears. That's all.